EK and welcome to the video. So today we are just coloring a spread using alcohol markers, and per usual I've done the line art prior to this. I also have my Copic color swatch cards and an index card just to look and see what the colors look like before placing them on the actual page. So I have done a color spread similar to this. As you can see, there's some bleed through on the page right next to it. And this was a color spread meant to showcase different skin tones using alcohol markers. So if you want to check that out, that video is also on my channel. So for this first illustration, obviously I am swatching all the colors on an index card just so I can see how they are going to blend, and of course all my references were from Pinterest. This first one, the girl was wearing this heart hat sweater, and I just thought it was super cute and also would be super cool to try and recreate all that depth using alcohol markers. Of course, with my process here, I'm just laying down a base, and in this one it will be E50, and then going in and putting down more layers and just building up on the colors and shadows. Honestly, doing the hat was one of my favorite parts of this first illustration. The hat was very crocheted like, and so all the individual stripes had all these layers to it, and so it was just really fun to go in and color all that. So the hat was definitely one of my favorite parts of this one. And this is the final piece. For this second illustration, I decided to use the same skin tone combo as the first one because both of the models had very similar skin tones. And I really like this second one because I am proud of how I drew the hand. I think it looks really good, and I just feel like it's a testament to how far I've come in my art and drawing skills. With doing the hair, so the model in the reference had black hair and a very black sweater as well, but I didn't want to use black because I wanted to use something that was more visually interesting, and I kind of settled on this purple color. I do kind of wish I used a darker shade for the hair, but overall I think everything turned out really well. This next one is one of my favorites out of the whole piece. I just love how it all came together. I loved how the warmness of the skin tone played with all the other colors that I used, and I just really loved this piece, and I couldn't ask for it to turn out any better. I also love this hairstyle. It looked so good on the model, and I'm pretty happy with how I drew it. I feel like it does look good here. I just really think it looks so good, and I would definitely redraw this hairstyle someday. So for these next two illustrations, after I drew the four main ones, I noticed that there was space, so I added in these kind of full figure illustrations in there. Of course, my references were from Pinterest, and since they were so small, it wasn't as much detail on the face, but I was trying to put detail in the clothing and the shading, and here I was trying to put it into the vines and such. I then took a small break to get a small snack, and when I draw, I am so messy. I just put markers everywhere because you have to interchange them really quickly, so I just leave them and make a big mess. But going on for this next one, she was showing a bit more skin, and I was kind of a bit more zoomed in than the other one, so I was able to try and add in a bit more detail in rendering the skin on her torso and her hair and the legs, and then also her clothing as well. This next one is my all-time favorite. I just love how it turned out, and I did also spend more time creating like the line art for this piece. I really put a lot of effort into trying to make the box braids look really good, and I just love how this piece turned out. I had to add in a great amount of detail into it just because of the beads and the jewelry and such, and I just think it turned out so well. One of my biggest worries with this illustration was actually the hair. Although it's one of my favorite parts, I was also worried about not capturing all the depth and not showing that these are all individual braids, because they are. With box braids, they're each individual braids, they're not just all one. So I was really worried about creating that depth in between them and getting that across in the actual piece. But overall, I think it turned out really nicely, and I do still really love this piece. So this is the final piece. I love how everything turned out, and I just want to take this time to say thank you to you guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos and engaging with the content. I started drawing in the 8th grade and have always loved creating art. So to see all the nice comments are just so encouraging, and I just have to say a huge thank you to you guys. If you guys do have any critiques or suggestions, please comment them down below. I want to get to know you, I want to engage with you guys, and I also want to grow as an artist and grow this channel. So please comment down below if you have anything that you want to say. Anyway, that is all that I have today. Like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I also hope to see y'all next time. Bye.